July the 17th, 1913, Colorado. A man called William Wayne Brown aims something called the Bearcat, not so much a car as an act of mechanical optimism, at a 14,000-foot granite wall, and drives straight up it. The summit sits at 14,115 feet above sea level. 5 hours and 28 minutes later, he reaches the top. The partial pressure of oxygen at that summit is approximately 60% of what it is at sea level. Water boils at 186 degrees Fahrenheit up there, not 212. It's not a place that tolerates mechanical weakness. 3 years later, in 1916, they made it a race. The Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. A 19-mile toll road carved into pink granite formed 1.05 billion years ago, climbing from its base near Manitou Springs, 10 miles west of Colorado Springs, to a summit the Pawnee people called Where the Heavens Touch the Earth. The timberline sits at 12,000 feet. Above that, permafrost 200 feet deep, thunderstorm winds that commonly hit 100 miles per hour, and a single road with nothing on the outside but air. Bobby Unser was born in Colorado Springs on February 20th, 1934. He entered Pikes Peak for the first time in 1955 and finished fifth, behind both of his brothers. He won it the following year, then 6 more times in a row, 1958 through 63. 8 new course records over his career. 13 total victories at Pikes Peak, counting class wins. After a 12-year absence, Unser returned in 1986 and won for the 10th time in an Audi Quattro, eclipsing Michel Mouton's record by 16 seconds. That win broke a tie he'd held with his uncle, Louis Unser, at 9 overall victories. One mountain, 3 decades, 10 times the same name on the trophy. In 1989, a Japanese driver named Nobuhiro Tajima arrived at Pikes Peak for the first time with Suzuki. Between 1995 and 2011, Tajima would win the event 7 times overall. And on June 26, 2011, he broke the 10-minute barrier with a run of 9 minutes, 51.278 seconds, a number no car had reached before him. 1986, Bobby Unser is 52 years old and he hasn't raced Pikes Peak in 12 years. He steers an Audi Quattro, a car designed for European rally stages, up 19 miles of unpaved Colorado mountain road. At the summit, the clock shows something no one has seen. 16 seconds faster than Michel Mouton's previous record. He'd already won this race 9 times. He needed 1 more to break a tie with his own uncle. The Unser family didn't just race Pikes Peak, they defined it. Bobby debuted in 1955, finishing 5th, behind 2 of his brothers. He won his first championship in 1956, then took 6 consecutive titles from 1958 to 1963. 13 victories total, including class wins. The summit sits at 14,115 feet, where the atmosphere holds only 60% of the oxygen available at sea level. The Unsers were born in Colorado Springs, at the foot of this mountain. They understood altitude before they understood horsepower, but dynasties end. By the mid-1990s, a challenger had arrived from Tokyo. Nobuhiro Tajima, nicknamed Monster, had founded his motorsport preparation company, Motorsport International, in 1983. In 1995, driving a twin-engine Suzuki Escudo, he became the first Japanese driver to win Pikes Peak outright. Between 1995 and 2011, he would claim 7 overall victories. 7 on an unpaved mountain in a Suzuki. On July 21st, 2007, Tajima set a course record of 10:01, 408 in a Suzuki Sport XL7, breaking a mark Rod Millen had held for 13 years. But the 10-minute barrier still stood. It held for 4 more years. Then on June 26, 2011, Tajima ran the Monster Sport Suzuki SX 4 Hill Climb Special to 9:51, 278. 9 minutes, 51 seconds on a dirt road. Not a dirt road for much longer. On October 1st, 2011, workers completed the paving of the Pikes Peak Highway's final section. For the first time in the race's 95-year history, every inch of the course was asphalt, and a 9-time World Rally champion was already studying the mountain. June 26, 2011, Colorado. Nobuhiro Tajima arrived at the summit of Pikes Peak, 14,115 feet above sea level, and stopped the clock at 9 minutes, 51.278 seconds. The first driver in 95 years of competition to break the 10-minute barrier on this mountain. That record would not stand for long, partly because of what happened 3 months later. On October 1st, 2011, the Pikes Peak Highway was fully paved for the first time. Every foot of the 19-mile road from Cascade to the summit, sealed asphalt all the way up. The loose gravel sections that had defined the race since 1916 were gone. A different mountain entirely, one that now rewarded a very specific kind of driver. Enter Sebastien Loeb, born February 26, 1974 in Alsace. He spent his early 20s as an electrician at the Sockelec company near Haguenau Airport. Then he became a racing driver, then 9 consecutive times the World Rally Champion, a record no driver had previously matched. Between 2005 and 2013, Loeb won all but 3 tarmac WRC rallies he entered. At the 2005 Tour de Corse, he swept every stage, all 12, the first driver in WRC history to do so. He won that year's title by 56 points, shattering a 25-year-old record set by Walter Röhrl. Loeb retired from full-time WRC competition at the end of 2012. Tajima had already switched to the electric class that same year, citing climate change concerns. His 951 sat unchallenged on a fully resurfaced road. Loeb came to Colorado, to a summit where oxygen runs at 60% of sea level, where storms generate gusts exceeding 100 miles per hour, where water boils at 186 degrees Fahrenheit. The mountain makes no accommodations. Loeb didn't ask for any. He set a new course record. He is the only driver in history to have won events in 4 different FIA-affiliated world championships. Pikes Peak was another chapter in a career that had long since run out of conventional milestones. Reese Millen won the 2015 event at 9 minutes, 7.222 seconds. Better machines keep arriving, the mountain doesn't notice. Zebulon Pike stood at the base in 1806 and wrote, "I believe no human being could have ascended to its pinnacle." He'd never met a man who used to wire buildings and ended up rewriting what's possible on one.